It should be the Brotherhood of Steel bunker.
Hold on, I've got this. I'd like a large atomic shake and a double Brahmin burger. And easy on the agave sauce this time.
We gave you a password, Veronica. It's for your safety.
I know where you live, Ramos. Open up.
For Pete's sake. Opening up. Welcome back, Veronica.
Listen up. I'm in charge of security around here, and I can't say I'm too happy about having an outsider waltzing around. But since you came in with Veronica, I'm inclined to cut you a little slack. Just behave yourself, and we won't have any problems, okay? Oh, and the Elder's going to want to talk to you. He's on the 2nd level. Just take a right once you get down there. My office is right here in case you need anything. Just ask for Ramos.
Looking sharp, Ramos.
Nice
Hey,
gun.
yourself, kiddo.
Ghost rifle. I'm not sure if that's probably an energy weapon. I don't know for sure. I'd assume it's an energy weapon, but
What'd you think of Mr. House? I was surprised he only had the 2 robot sex slaves.
you haven't met him.
See you around.
Mark 6 turrets. We better go meet the Elder first, no matter what we do. It's not like we can suddenly go into trading or something like that before we get the permission of an Elder. We'll probably get clean water here, but we have too many water bottles already. Still over 20. I'm not sure why everyone's using Ghost Rifle. It's a powerful weapon, but it's not a... It's more of a long to medium range type of weapon. So I wouldn't use it in a close range combat in a bunker.
Hello, Veronica. How goes your mission?
We'll know in a second. I wanted to talk to you.
Veronica, tell me this isn't about...
Yes, goddammit, it is. But you're gonna hear me out this time.
We've been through this.
The things I've seen now, other groups succeeding where we fail, it's not too late for us.
We've outlasted the end of the world. We'll outlast these upstarts.
Waiting in a hole for everyone else to die.
If we must.
This is a dead end for us.
I see no evidence of that. Nor do I see anyone out there with a solution to our problems.
How could you? You're too scared to look. Let's go. We're wasting our time. What's up? He was dead when I got there.
Tell me about the Brotherhood.
It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. What do you want to know?
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of options. Let it go for now.
Let's.
She'll survive, we can ask her again. Aren't you gonna survive? Aren't you? Aren't you? If you're gonna die. We need the armor for her. I wonder what the armor or damage threshold is in a potato sack.
When Paladin Ramos informed me that Veronica was approaching with an outsider in tow, at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here, though you'd remain Veronica's responsibility. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us?
Yeah, I want access to their weaponry.
Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently, and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them.
Sure.
I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
If we do more stuff, we can get access to better equipment. And maybe
I'd slap him around, but he stood at my parents' wedding. Plus, he used to make excuses to get me out of my punishment when I'd slept through head scribe Taggart's lectures. Figure I owe him for that. He means well.
What now?
I'm not giving up. He wants evidence, but he'll never go looking for it. He's scared I'm right. He'll never listen unless I hold the proof right in front of his face.
What could we bring to him that would change his mind?
I don't know. We need something that shows the Brotherhood will fail, or that it can do better a different way. The only thing that gets his attention is technology. Maybe Father Elijah had the right idea.
Father Elijah? We've talked about him.
Our elder before McNamara. He had a nose for recovering lost technology. He'd send scribes out into the desert chasing whatever leads he found. There were a few he only trusted me with. I can think of at least one that'd prove my point, if it still exists. There's a comm terminal not too far from here I'd use to access messages from him. If we go there, I can pull up his research on it.
Set up.
I'm with you. Being around here isn't the same anymore.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say?
Desperate times call for desperate measures. No.
If you change your mind, though, come find me, and we'll talk more.
What is this? Veronica brings an outsider into our home, then has a private audience with the Elder? The 2 of you may have the Elder fooled, but we know better. Veronica has always twisted the Founder's principles to her own ends. We will not stand idly by and allow her to corrupt our Elder's thinking.
Pardon?
Veronica.
Sorry about that. Just because I love them doesn't mean some of them aren't assholes.
The word came down from the Elder that I'm to offer you some of our lesser wares. As if I didn't have other matters on my mind.
Tell me what you have.
Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look.
Armor-piercing sniper rifle ammunition. Ballistic fist. I'm not buying her an armor. But that would eat up half of my cash. Greased lightning. Faster attack, not fist. Grenade machine gun. 25mm grenades, so this is where they go. I'm not buying this now. The reason is quite simple, really. First, we don't have the ammunition here. Secondly, I noticed that the few upgrades for these type of weapons are for the Gunrunner's Arsenal version. For the Gunrunner's Arsenal version, so I don't want to buy a version that I can't upgrade. Yeah, thermic lance. Basically, use pole at the end of that is a high temperature flame that will burn through anything. It ignores damage threshold and damage resistance. That's a weapon. Really damaging. Yeah, now that I've played the DLC, there's the DLC equipment that's come for sale. That's good. I don't think we have a lot of things to sell off now.
Thanks. Bye. Hey, Torres.
Hey.
Just changing to the more powerful ammunition. Okay, what's our quest? We'll do the Veronica quest line. We've been there. I remember that place. Yeah, it's a small shack behind the Gibson scrapyard. I thought the computer was for the Gibsons, but apparently not. And it required a key to access, so... Download research.
Let's see what we've got here. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. The pulse gun. Although, maybe the rangefinder could work too. And it looks like the NCR was onto some miracle farming technology.
Tell me about the rangefinder.
It's a targeting device for some kind of doomsday weapon based at Helios 1. It was lost sometime after the war. We held Helios 1 for a time. Lost a lot of people defending it. Too many. All for this weapon they never got working. If it turns out to be a dud, it'd show how flawed our goals have been. Father Elijah said he thinks a scavenger might have sold it on the strip.
So, scavenger sold. Rangefinder for the doomsday weapon on the strip. Farming technology?
More or less. Supposedly it's a vegetation enhancer. NCR has a science branch headquartered at McCarran Airport. Guess they found something. Guess somebody wasn't very good at keeping secrets either. We'd never pursue it because it's not a weapon, but self-sufficiency is fundamental to us. If it works, they'd see the value of an alternate course.
Pulse gun.
Electromagnetic weapon from before the Great War. Experimental. It never saw mass production. But they were building it as a countermeasure to power armor, which they feared the Chinese were developing. Supposedly a prototype was being housed at Nellis. Imagine what it could do to the Brotherhood. We'd be on equal footing with any idiot with a gun.
Rangefinder.
They defended Helios like it was their last stand. Didn't even know if there was anything worth defending. How could there be, with all we lost? Even if it did work, it'd be under NCR control now. So it'd either prove our goals are wrong, or we're incapable of pursuing them. There's a pawn shop in Outer Vegas we could check, and I've heard of a gift shop in the Strip that deals in pre-war antiques.
Let's go.
I like the way you think.
So by doing what you suggested. Okay. Miguel's pawn shop. And we'll go to Miguel's because I have no idea what Miguel's is. Visiting new places is all what this is all about. What does it read there? Caution. Yeah, I think I'm sufficiently cool looking. Let's continue playing. If you're not cool looking when you're playing a game like this, you need to stop playing. Change your equipment. It's not about how powerful you are. You could probably play through these games butt naked one way or another. So if you sacrifice looks for power, you're doing it wrong. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Trying to cause trouble.
Had enough?
Yeah, the problem here is that when the fighting starts, we need to stop the crouching business. Just because it affects Veronica, you can't do fast-paced, effective, unarmed or melee combat while you're crouching. So we have to keep her fighting effectiveness in mind. So crouching is okay for approaches, but once the fighting starts, we need to stop it immediately. Otherwise, she'll get killed very certainly. Yeah, let's see what. I don't even recall how many rats or dirty water contains these days. Have we ever drank one? I need to check. Is it all that bad? 5 rats, so it's not all that bad. You can drink it without too much issues. You'd have to drink what 40 bottles to get even minor. Cactus water. More water, yeah. Sure. Let's go meet Miguel. See if we can find a doomsday weapon rangefinder. Doomsday weapon rangefinder. I do know where the rangefinder is. I don't think I've ever done this quest like this. I first encountered it by accident. I thought it was. I didn't know what it was, but the option was there to get it, so I took a look at it, see what it is, and later found out when I played the game what it was for. I got the rangefinder long before I realized what it's used for. I've never done this. Actually track it down, intentionally going to find it. I don't even recall a place like Miguel's pawn shop in the entire goddamn game, so I want to visit there. See what's going on. So did it. So behind that barrier. I think we need our gun here. He's on neutral. West Side Militia. So it's a shop here. There's very likelihood that I've certainly visited the place at some point. Punch.
That tower on the strip, the one you can... If you're down on your luck and need some caps, I buy just about anything. Of course, I've also got plenty of things for sale, too.
I'm looking for an antique rangefinder somebody might have sold you.
Antique rangefinder? Trying to think of something that'd be more worthless. Maybe an antique horoscope, or an antique sandwich. I'll tell you something. Good luck finding that thing. But if you do find it, don't waste your time trying to sell it to me. Of course.
You have C4 plastic explosives. You, the junk dealer. Well, that teaches me to judge people by their most likely goods that they're selling. Most of this stuff is definitely what I would expect, but I guess they spread about certain items all over the place, so every shopkeeper would have something of value. Lab Collab. PMP, bonus damage versus robots and power armor.
Until next time.
So nothing. Other target was in... Where is that? Vault 21. Okay, free side. Vault 21. You might as well quick travel to Vault 21. It's the fastest way to get to free side too.
Good to see you again.
Items you sell here.
I have all sorts of things. Vault souvenirs.
I'm looking for an antique rangefinder.
Wow, I wish I had more of them. All this interest to be my biggest seller. I sold it to a man not too long ago. Real twitchy, nervous sort of guy. Kind of seemed like he was wigging out about something. Had a funny collar on. I wanted to ask him about it, but I figured maybe I'd regret asking. People are weird around here.
Kind of color.
Well, it was metal and kind of thick. At first I thought he'd come from Gamora, but they're more into leather there. Didn't look comfortable. He kept reaching up like he was gonna itch it, but he always stopped himself.
Did you happen to find out where he was from?
No, but I know where he was going. He asked me if I knew of any place where he could hide out for a while. Wanted somewhere with concrete walls. Something about airwaves. I forget. But I guess he spent all his money on the rangefinder because he said it had to be somewhere free to stay.
What did you tell him?
I said I didn't know about anything like that around here, but if he wanted to live for free, a lot of people do that in Freeside. I know there's a concrete building there across from Mick and Ralph's. No ceiling, but I think it still counts. Went up there one time to try and, you know, meet my neighbors in the biz. But, you know, I don't think they took me very seriously.
What did he look like?
Oh, he was pretty average, I'd say. Average height, average age, dark hair, beard of some kind. Okay. Anything? Oh.
I don't like the sound of this. Hope that color isn't what I think it is. What did you do, Elijah?
It's a explosive color. Same as the slaves wore in Fallout 3. So it's very uncomfortable and he's deadly afraid to touch it. Wants to prevent the triggering signal from reaching him. That's a dangerous area. I need to know where the bullet hits exactly. It sort of hits where I can't see. Okay, that's there. That's sort of a bad thing. Yeah, it doesn't go where you... Here it definitely goes below. Here it goes pretty much where you'd expect. But where you want to hit, it needs to be... The target needs to be covered by the sides, which is pretty shitty. So cover their head and pull the trigger. That seems to be the how the game wants me to handle this. We'll need to test it out. That might explain why I'm also missing with some guns, because I'm assuming that the sights work instead of being horseshit. I still don't dare to shoot in the city environment. But if you start to hesitate and not lead, you're not gonna hit shit anyway. It's better to just react and shoot. No, not quite. Seems to work pretty much as you think, at least it seems to me. There's no... Shit. I hate this randomness where I don't know how it's going to... They consistently... If you see the target at all, it will probably hit. That's not too terrible. We aren't gonna be snipers with this weapon, but I think we can be fairly reliably hit our targets. What the fuck was that? So anyone who doesn't have a head here, that would be our guy. Yeah. Short collar. Stalls. And to learn to aim with this piece of crap.
Hey!
We'll get there. Just need more practice. More practice.
Huh?
I'm looking for someone carrying an antique gun.
Ooh.
Got two choices. You point me to any odd guns you've seen lately, or I paint the curve with your brains.
Kids run by sometimes.
There's a group of kids chasing a rat here. One of them has a toy gun, and that's the rangefinder. Did you, Max? Yeah, that. It looks like a toy gun. It is not. Max, either talk to me or I'm going to have to... I can't brain him. He's invulnerable. It.
Reach for the sky, lady.
Look tired. Maybe you should take a break.
Yeah, it's time for me to sleep now. Good night. Reach for the sky, lady.
I could steal the gun, but... Yeah, can I buy the gun from you?
This is the best gun in the whole galaxy. I paid 1,000,000 caps for it, and it wasn't even brand new.
I'm not paying 1,000 caps for that. Yeah, what if I give you 20 caps? That's way more than 1,000,000. Yeah, that's my argument.
Sorry, I may be little, but I'm not dumb.
I can't say that for my character. If I'm going to try to steal it, there's a good chance it won't work and it'll cause a lot of fuss. So I'm paying the 1,000.
This is...
Yeah. Don't think I can up with that kind of cash.
Well, if you can get me most of it, I could give you a loan for the rest.
Yeah, spotting out.
This? You mean it? Wow. Thanks. I bet me and Stacy can get something real cool at Mick and Ralph's with that.
Wow. Good thing the safety was on.
I'm bored.
Yeah. You could see Finder. Sidon energy. It'll rain death on your enemies. Yeah, we can't use it now because the Archimedes system is not operational. But it will be. Oh yes, it will be.
Yes.
Okay, what the hell did we supposed to do now? Find a way to enable the rangefinder at Helios 1. Well, why not? Helios 1, here we come. Although, problem is that our NCR relationship is neutral. So, take a guess how they'll feel about me trying to get into the facility. No, don't guess. Let's try it out.
This is a restricted area. State your business.
I'm taking over! I saw this place in the distance and wanted to investigate.
Or you're a Legion spy trying to infiltrate our perimeter. Give me one good reason I should let you through.
Science to the rescue! Oh, we could. We could lie. I heard my brother was stationed here. I want to know if he's okay. I don't think I should lie to this. As funny as that can be, and it's not all that funny usually, we need to get it. So, I notice your solar tower isn't collecting much sunlight. I can help.
No need. We already have an expert hard at work on it. Then again, our expert is an idiot. Hell, he might as well be a saboteur. I guess you couldn't do any worse. Have him fill you in on the details. He's in the back of the building. You'll know him when you see him. Keeps his sunglasses on all the time, even when he's sleeping.
It's my kind of guy. Hey, shouldn't there be more people than this defending a power plant?
There should, but we're not getting much power out of it, so none of our enemies have big interest in it either. Not like Hoover Dam, anyway. We had a real fighting force here just long enough to take it from the Brotherhood of Steel. Then they got sent east to the dam like everybody else. Caesar's Legion sends skirmishers every so often, prodding for weaknesses mostly. The reality is, if they really wanted it, we'd all be dead.
Why was the Brotherhood of Steel here?
Damned if I know. Put up a hell of a fight, though. We had them outnumbered, I don't know, 20 to 1 maybe? They held out as long as they could, lost most of their force before they retreated. Gave us a little parting gift, too. They had some of the plant running, but they shut it all down. Enabled an old security system, too, to keep us away from the controls. Jerk-offs.
Yes, you were killing them and they didn't leave it for you to use and loot as you for one. Okay, goodbye.
Later.
Later indeed.